Slater, editor of Spiked. Tom, thanks very much indeed for your time. Wokenomics, there's a terrific book doing the rounds at the moment by an American author looking at this whole concept. I know you've talked and written about it for a while, that many of our big corporations now like to cloak themselves in moral virtue and the pieties of social responsibility, but they're there still to make money, it seems.
That's exactly right. I mean, it's interesting that so many kind of corporates and big capitalists feel the need really to kind of justify themselves other than the pursuit of profits. And, you know, there's been various different forms of this over the years, kind of stakeholder capitalism, this idea that you have a kind of higher concern other than just good returns for your shareholders. But I think in all this social justice ideology that we talk about so often on this show, they found a kind of ready-made script, which is often just about slogans. It's just often about looking to care about certain issues, but it just become a means through which filthy rich people can feel like they're possessed of a greater mission than just making themselves filthy rich. It just provides them a ready-made script, if you like, to feel better about themselves without necessarily having to do anything in the real way.
Well, on the doing, what they're actually doing, I mean, help pass for us, if you would, impact officer. Impact officer, what?
So this, as far as I know, is a relatively new phenomenon. So Harry and Meghan have become these impact partners at this particular ethical investments firm. But you're right in saying impact officers, because Harry already holds a position as chief impact officer at a firm called BetterUp, which, as far as I can tell, is a kind of Silicon Valley life coaching firm, effectively. So what they are is that they are the officer or the partner of a particular firm, which ensures through whatever means, I'm not 100% sure, that the company is being as ethical as possible, it's being as sustainable as possible, and it's being as diverse as possible. It's never entirely clear what actual responsibilities are involved in this. I think Harry and Meghan in many respects are just kind of woke corporate mascots. But again, it just shows how much money these firms are willing to plough in to just be seen to be virtuous on these issues, so much so that they reach for these recognisably woke characters in order to help create that image, I guess.
Can we just maybe unpick it a little bit? This idea, I mean, okay, here's an ethical investment fund saying we're not going to invest in oil and guns and tobacco and all that stuff. We're going to go for companies which are responsible, you know, which have got good policies on race and gender and all that sort of stuff. Isn't part of the problem that we've seen that it becomes a sort of doom loop? Some might say virtuous circle. I would say doom loop. And you see it with organisations like Stonewall. We will give company X a kite mark. We'll approve it. We'll say it passes muster. It passes the test that we, an NGO, a charity, set. And we'll give it a kite mark. And if it ain't got that kite mark, then it's on the wrong side of the social responsibility divide and should be shunned and divested in, uninvested in. Isn't that what's going on here?
There's definitely a huge part of that. I mean, it's trying to draw kind of moral distinctions between what is the right kind of firm to support and what is the wrong kind of firm to support. Obviously, people, you know, should be able to put their money wherever they want. I mean, ultimately, I think this is purely just about people feeling better about themselves